Been a minute.
Glad to be back.
Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown with James Woods, and this is The Art of Letting Go. So, yeah, man. It's funny because on my way out here, I was thinking it's like your third or fourth time being on the show. So, for the new listeners, if you'd like to introduce yourself, if you'd like me to introduce you, it's up to you.
I'll speak on it. James, that yoga dude was with Feel Free to Feel Free. Yoga, meditation, mindfulness, health and wellness, and really somebody dedicated to ascending. I really want to take myself to higher places mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I have no clear cut way of doing that, but I'm always curious about how to do that. I love people, I love connecting with people. I'm an author, 2 books, Timmy Tut, PrinceTimmyTut.com. Um, the author of some content, some curriculum as well. I'm a mentor. I'm a big brother. I'm a little brother. I'm a son. I have some godsons. I'm a friend, and I'm working on that even more. Single. That's about it right now, man.
That's what's up. So, yeah, man, I wanted to bring you on because I've been thinking about just your journey and where you've been, and you kind of like a superhero, man.
Funny.
And I say that because you doing some real superhuman shit that a lot of people can't really do. And I guess the first place to start is just with your journey of sobriety, man, because I've seen so many of the stages that you've been through, and I just wanted to know, how do you feel with where you at?
I feel that I'm disciplined more so than, um, well, a part of me being disciplined is a part of me dealing with it.
Yeah.
Because even now, I just got a bunch of candy, and I know it's because of my anxiety. Sometimes I can just spend a lot of time on Instagram or social media. Sometimes I can spend just a bunch of time reading my books because I don't want to think about what I think about. And before, I would use alcohol to do that. I would use alcohol to cope with my anxieties and my insecurities. I went dancing on Friday night, man.
That's what's up.
It was a local event, a fundraising event. I was hanging around with all the other dudes, we talking and stuff, and I'm like, man, let me get on this dance floor.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was very proud of myself to be able to just have the confidence to dance. So I'm moving into different places in my life, as we all are, and I don't have alcohol for one big thing. I never was really a smoker, never really did anything else. I don't have any mind altering things that I'm relying on to do it. Um, so I see myself growing within that. I see myself definitely taking the time to sit with those emotions that before I would try to blast out or run away from. With and me being celibate now, sex.
And we'll get to that later, but yes, congratulations on that as well.
Thank you, man. But yeah, not having those substances makes me really have to deal with those things as they are. And then every month for the first of the month, I fast. This month, it was only a day. A couple months ago, it was 5 days of fasting. So I didn't have the food even to fall back on. So really trying to see who I am without those substances and without those habits that can take my mind off of the things I don't want to deal with or whatever. And it's been very beneficial. It's been very beneficial to see the things I don't like dealing with, like my anger, as we
Yeah.
was talking about before, and my anger, how it usually turns into anxiety. And I can tuck my anxiety away a lot easier than I do my anger. The anger is deep down in there, but then I can roll it up into anxiety and drink it away, eat it away, smoke it, sex it away. But the anger be in there lingering. So I'm doing the work to really get down to the anger of stuff and whatever else is in there. So yeah, that's what me and my sobriety, man. It's just to look at myself, a deeper look at myself.
Yeah, and I guess for me, I'm curious to know about, how you stay so disciplined on it because, I did 90 days at the beginning of the year,
That's what's
not
up.
smoking
Congrats.
weed. I appreciate that. And I see how clear I felt not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to it, I guess it doesn't really well, like we talked about earlier, I don't know the purpose
Mm-hmm.
of why I'm doing it right now, which leads to me feeling like I should take another break.
Mm-hmm.
But
You don't
I
know
would
the purpose of why you're not smoking.
why I am smoking weed right
Right.
now because it's done many different things for me. It's brought some creativity. It's brought some fun. It's brought
Mm-hmm.
some not having to deal with shit.
Right.
It's brought some carelessness. It's
Right.
also brought some fear and anxiety as
Right.
well.
Right.
So for me, jumping back into this and being conscious of not feeling like I need it right now, discipline is challenging for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I try my best, and sometimes I may slip. But, how did you stay so dedicated with what you were doing?
Well, especially when it comes to like the drinking, I really always look at what it did for me
Yeah.
and how it, the pros and cons of it. Like, I had a lot of fun with alcohol. I had a
Yeah.
good time, but I also got DUIs. I also messed up relationships and just a lot of times where I didn't feel good about myself. So those negative things about it bring me back. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to have those experiences again. And I see alcohol as one of the things that brought me to those experiences. And then just smoking weed, I feel like I have those similar positive experiences sober, being clear, feeling like I'm connected to God,
Yeah.
feeling creative. I'll have those experiences without weed and other substances. So I really will just take a mathematical look in my life. Like, okay, 5 points to alcohol, 7 points to sobriety.
That's real.
I'm gonna go with that right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, being able to do things like go out and dance, talk to people, engage and stuff without that confidence boost to alcohol, is like, what I need to pay this $6 for this drink for if I already got it within me? Let me just move forward and keep it pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So what advice would you give to younger James or just anybody out there that's really trying to push in that direction?
Keep going. Keep asking yourself questions. Why am I doing this? Because I ask myself a lot when those times come. Like, man, why am I doing this? This is stupid. I need to feel free and do what I want to do. But for me, freedom is not just doing what I want to do. It's having what I want to have and experiencing the things that I want to experience and without being, chained to some kind of other substance or whatever. I want to be
Yeah.
free. So I would tell a younger me, yeah, man, just keep thinking about what you ultimately want in this life. Keep thinking about that. Keep defining your goals, clarifying who you are. And if alcohol, drugs, or whatever, BS or whatever is in your life, when you see yourself as clear as possible, okay, allow it, let it be in there. But if it ain't in your clearest picture of who you are, cut it out. And continue to work on cutting out until your picture get clearer and clearer.
That's what's up, man. Now to the fun part. Celibacy.
Yeah.
You are 10 months in?
10 months in.
10 months in, congratulations. What does that even feel like?
Oh man, it feels like a lot of working out.
Yeah.
A lot of cold showers, a lot of push-ups. Um, at 10 months right now, it is at that point like, man, why am I doing this? It's bringing up those little negative self-sabotagers in my mind of like, man, you can go ahead and do this, and I put myself in more situations as this time is coming up to kind of mess it up.
Yeah.
And I know that's a part of my pattern of life. Like, I'll self-sabotage. I don't know why, but it'll start doing that. Oh man, go holler at her, go talk to her, do this, do that, do like this, get on Tinder. And it's like, I know that's not gonna help me get to my goal of 12 months. And I'm really doing it so I can have a better understanding of myself sexually, understanding of myself of relationships with women, how I see them, how I treat them, how I feel about myself with women. And that gets lost sometimes in the
Yeah.
straight up just lust of seeing a woman like, man, this is stupid. Let me just go do what God made me to do.
Yeah.
But I need some time to really get to know who I am without bringing a whole nother person spirit being into it, and doing that. And initially the thing I was gonna do, like, all right, I'm gonna do a year, no sex, no women, like, because it's not even all about just the sex.
Right.
Being in a space where you can not have to worry about yourself because you with somebody else, because you in a relationship and you can think about their problems, not yours. Whatever. Those are things that I kind of was doing. I had to, like I said, step back and look at my relationship with women. So I wanted to take time and look at the relationship with myself first. So initially, a year, no women, which includes sex, and then 6 months of no masturbation. But then I just like, man, maybe I don't even need to masturbate either. So it's and really wanted to learn how I can turn that sexual energy into productivity.
Man.
Lust is powerful. Lust is a lot of energy in that where it make you stay up in the middle of the night or get up in the middle of the night to go get some. That's
Yeah.
energy you can use to do something else. So I'm really trying to navigate that energy to be productive in other ways. And when I'm going back to having sex, I'm hoping I'll be better at it because I'm like, I know my body more, I know myself more, I know how to use that sexual energy to not just be selfish with it, but help please my partner with it as well too.
Yeah.
So really even taking that into a different level of using that energy to just be a better person.
Yeah. And I think it's dope that you did it because you don't, well, at least for me, I've never really heard of very many men saying they were celibate. I always hear of a woman going through that experience. So it's just different to hear.
Yeah. The first time I heard the the seed was put in my mind probably when I was living in Long Beach, so probably about 5 years ago. My neighbor, he was a white dude, weird dude, but cool. And he was with his girl, and he was like, "Man, I love her and everything." And he said, "I met her after 2 years of just not being in a relationship and being with women and stuff." He was just taking that time. At first, I said, "What's wrong with you?" Like, didn't have an understanding of what he meant by that. Cause like, yeah, no women. Like, what? What's wrong with you? But he did 2 years. I ain't even gonna put that on myself. But just understanding who I am without chasing women. Because
Yeah.
as I said in our text group earlier, about 80% of a man's life is his pursuit of women. Maybe more, maybe less, but it was about 80% of I go to a space, I'm trying to holler, I'm trying to keep in a relationship, 80% of my life is interacting with women on a, intimate level.
Yeah.
So I was like, who am I outside of that 80%? And how can I build a more intimate relationship with myself? So when I do get in a relationship or date or whatever, I have more I can offer to women. I can have a clear idea of the relationships that I want. So it's a momentary pause on that, inspired by that conversation, and then of course other conversations afterwards, and knowing I need to do it. It's not the first time I did it. After I broke up with, shout out to Jasmine, ex girlfriend, homegirl, I said I'm gonna do 60 days.
Yeah.
I think I might have. I did it before that too, probably before that. Um, I would try to go like 60 days or a couple days, whatever, and I would make it to probably about honestly 50 days, 40 days.
Damn.
And then I'd end up meeting a woman and building a relationship with her, and then it turned sexual and move forward. And then what could have been a friendship turns into a lesson
Yeah.
because it like, nah, I wasn't ready for this. But because of lust, because of it felt good, I jumped into a relationship. So this was really me staying dedicated and disciplined to saying, I'm going to spend a year with James Woods. And I really want to know what that's like. So I'm excited to find out. I got 2 more months.
How has it been so far, though?
So far, it has been difficult difficult sexually. Just because I'm around women a lot of time and I'm attracted to women. Um, and I ain't just like raging, going Hulk crazy, ripping my pants and stuff. But it just really made me aware of how much attention I give to the attraction of women I do, then it also it gave me a lot of awareness of how I speak to women and how I interact, and then even how I see other men speak and interact with women.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, I have a choice. I don't have to be in her face. Hey, beautiful, hey, gorgeous. I have a choice. I don't have to be in her face intimately and all this kind of stuff. And really getting the idea of what kind of women I like. So far, it's been just very interesting, an interesting study, and um, it's been very rewarding to not fall to things I would have fell to before.
Yeah.
Not say things to women where it's like, I know if I say this, it could probably lead to sex, and not say it, and then afterwards, like, I'm glad I didn't have sex with this woman or whatever. Nothing against her, just it wasn't the right time, right place. I wasn't really feeling her like that. So it's been a learning lesson, um, and I'm proud of myself.
That's what's up, man. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Cause it's definitely been a journey for you.
Still on it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit, where can the people find you at?
www.feelfree2feelfree.net. Um, that yoga dude on Instagram. You can call my phone number. Uh, 310-884-80. Mike Jones. Nah. Yeah, you can just find me online. That yoga dude and stuff. But Mike, man, what will make it hard for you to be celibate?
Um, that's a good question. I think being in a relationship probably my partner would probably make it hard.
Yeah.
But out of one, I don't know. A lot of times when I'm really busy or when I'm really focused on something, like I'm not even thinking about sex, to be honest with you. Sex in the past has kind of been a way for me to distract myself from like being, you know, busy or like having some goal that may seem really big. So it's like, let me distract myself by spending 4 hours, 5 hours on a dating site and talking to somebody and trying to find somebody to spend 10 minutes with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's just like a lot of times it's just like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'd rather focus on what I'm doing than to waste my time, my energy. Um, but yeah, being in a relationship, I don't know what celibacy looks like,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I was talking to a friend. She's been in a long term relationship with her husband, boyfriend, whatever. And she was saying they probably been together about 6, 7 years or more. And about 2 of those years, they didn't have sex. And I've heard of older couples not having sex and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
I think I think when you find somebody that you really connect with, I think that just becomes like just an added feature to everything else. I think I've definitely seen myself in other relationships where sex was like really, really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like the importance isn't there. Like when it happens, yes, it's enjoyable, but at the same time it's just like I think we both are so like goal driven right
Right.
now that it's just like, you know, the intimacy for us is like having a really deep conversation
That's what's
or
up.
like, just being laid up and watching TV or something. Like it doesn't have to be full on intercourse every time.
Yeah. And I think she was saying it out of beef. You know what I mean? They was getting into
Yeah.
it. And I hear that a lot of times people, like, they don't do that. And that was an idea of mine, too, of, like, me being able to control my sex so I'm not, like, a dude. It's like, oh, if you ain't going to give it to me, I got to get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like that. So I wanted to know that I can go time. Like, it's possible because in society, I think, too, it's the prevalent idea that as men, we got to have it. We got to get it.
Yeah.
And, that's not true. It's
And I think it's kind of that, you know, just kind of a way that we were taught, like, and not just to say women, because in my case, a man, but
mm-hmm.
this person being a person, more
Right.
more than just their body parts. And
Yeah,
when you recognize that, it kind of makes things different,
it
you
does.
know.
And that's a different thing for me too. Of like, I can't after this fast is over. I ain't trying to just, you know what I mean, pull up to anything and stick in anything. Looking at what that looks like for me to unfold and constantly be like, okay, I'm open to relationships with women now that possibly could turn into sex. I'm interested in that myself. What that look like?
Yeah. And I think the more you mature and you just learn shit about life, like I think you just look for more substance. Especially when you're looking for substance within yourself, you definitely looking for it in another person as well. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know, there was a time when I was single that I couldn't really want to have sex with somebody that wasn't giving me like some conversation or something of interest to me other than a nut, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just to be pretty blunt about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like I'm at that place uh, as well, and I have to grieve that because, like I said,
Absolutely, because your past self probably just your ego still want to hold on to who you were and who you thought and what you thought, and
right?
it's like that's not where I'm at today. So I definitely feel you on that as well.
Yeah. So I don't want to take it too long. I just had
No,
to
you
ask that
good.
question, man.
I appreciate that because it definitely made me think about myself and look at myself, and you know I definitely think keeping your ego in check will definitely play a big part in your future with all of this.
Right, right. That almighty ego, right?
Yeah, man.
Let it go.
You got anything else?
No, just thank you, man. I'm very proud of you. Can stay consistent with this, creating a platform to have authentic, vulnerable, real conversation.
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate that.
and I know it's continuing to grow, so everybody continue to listen and continue to grow with the art of letting go. Um, Hope y'all can ask some questions to Mike,
Yeah.
send some comments of what y'all want to hear. Mike talk about what kind of guests you want to have. I heard Deion Sanders is gonna be on the next show. I don't know where Deion Sanders, but
Maybe somebody first name Dion and somebody last name Sanders, but not the
all
combination of the
right.
two.
Colonel Sanders, some chicken and Deion. Appreciate you, Mike. Bottom
Yeah,
line,
man, I
appreciate you.
appreciate you too. And before I get, I want to let the listeners know that we do have a project
That's
together.
right.
It's called um,
Feel free to feel
Feel
free.
Free to Feel
Meditation.
Free Meditation Series Volume 1. And it's basically James giving a lesson, and not really a lesson, just giving some tools and how to meditate and also some affirmations and stuff that are really helpful. You introduced me to meditation. It definitely was something that I didn't practice in my life, but it helps and
Oh,
it
I know
clears my
that.
thoughts and shit. So, if y'all are looking for that, you can find that. If you would just want to learn about meditation, you can find it at primomiguel.com.
Yes, sir.
You can find me at Just Mike Brown on all social media. Um, you can also find this podcast at the Art of Letting Go podcast on all social media, on YouTube, uh, iTunes, Google Play Music. It is everywhere. SoundCloud. Like and subscribe. It really helps out the podcast. So I would love that. And really, just if you enjoy it, just subscribe to it, and you'll always be up to date with it. Also, you have an event coming up in
Yeah.
October. If you'd like to speak on that,
Appreciate that.
definitely are
October
more than welcome to.
26th, Million Man Meditation.
Yes.
It's going to be an amazing event. This is the second time doing it. And it's all African American men sharing about providing experience and actually doing healing work for the audience. Open to everybody, men, women, any color, any creed, race, whatever. But it started because in 2000, I can't even remember probably 2012, when they're really highlighting the shooting of black men. I wanted to show us healing and doing the work to heal ourselves. So it was important for me for the representation and the positive perception of black men doing the work to heal. So we're having an event to celebrate that. So if you are in the area, it's going to be in Riverside, California. Come on out and please join us. And if you are not in the area, go to the Facebook page Million Man Meditation, and find out how you can be a part of the streaming of it. Find out how you can be a part of maybe just sharing some comments, or you can just sit down with us and meditate when we stream it live, so everybody can be meditating on healing whatever you need to heal and whatever you need to let go. And like Mike was saying, if you want to learn more about meditation, go to primomiguel.com and check out this amazing project that me and Mike put together. Mike put the beats on it so perfect. So if you are one of those people, I can't sit in quiet and meditate, just sit there, you got some music to help you get into that state, to help you relax, breathe, and calm down, and really let some stuff go. So we got some tools for you, and we're going to continue to bring some tools for you.
Yeah, man.
Just stay tuned in and subscribe.
So this is Mike Brown with James Woods, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace.